friends, welcome back to my channel. We have a few announcements today. First, I'm not feeling very well today. I came under something. It started as a sore throat a couple days ago, and then it's just the whole ear, nose, and throat situation just increased rapidly. So I'm not feeling too well, but we have to stick to our schedule. So if I'm like coughing or I cut out, please excuse me. Also, I have to just give you guys a reminder here around respect and appreciation here in our spiritual community. This is a free tarot channel, okay? I cannot control how the messages are presented. However, there is a little bit of method to the madness. The readings usually start with a general message and then they move into more specifics, especially for those who are on divine counterpart journeys. If you have a problem with that, this is not the channel for you, number one. Number two, if you have a problem with me recommending other pals and other videos for you to watch so that you can keep up with the energetic flow and the cosmic circulation of the universe, then this is also not the channel for you. I've been divinely guided to recommend other selections, other readings, because one thing I won't do is repeat myself. So if you can't keep up and you're not in line with the cosmic universal flow that is occurring on this channel, I suggest you unsubscribe and don't return. But without further ado, today's video is going to be a career and finance reading, okay? Now, I've been so nervous about this reading, okay? I've been very, very nervous about this because, hashtag imposter syndrome, LOL. But my spirit guides told me that I cannot put the reading off any longer. I even tried to reschedule the reading today. I was like, okay, I'll do another reading. Let's switch it out for something else. They were like, no, you're doing this reading today. And so I've been working on, preparing for this video, and we will be featuring my continued education, career development, and financial freedom channel messages deck, okay? Now, this deck is a work in progress. It's not perfect, but we will try to get as many grounded messages as possible to help you establish wealth. How are you building wealth in your life right now, okay? So this is around financial freedom, ultimately, and professional well-being. So I'm hoping that the reading isn't too lengthy or boring, but we'll be using this deck. Now, I have had some inquiries about my decks that I have been using. They're not for sale, okay? Like I said, this is a free tarot channel, and maybe one day there will be a select limited edition amount of decks that I create that will not be for sale, but they will be gifted to esoteric teachers that I approve of, that I like, all right? But that day is not today, so please don't ask me about my decks, okay? So we have 3 piles for you to choose from today, okay? Pile 1, your Virgo energy. That also is Mercury if you're looking for a planetary situation. And you're known as the alchemist, okay? Pile 2, Jupiter, ideals and magnitude. Pile 3, Saturn, limits and lessons, okay? So any of these, description of the cards, excuse me, stand out to you, go ahead and choose that pile. Some of you might benefit from watching the whole video. I usually don't recommend that, but I know that some people, especially my soul besties, my real soul besties, you guys are especially tuned into me, and you probably will benefit from watching the whole video sometimes. Hell, I don't know what you get from that, but just be very discerning And the reason that I always suggest or recommend other readings for you to watch on my channel is because there are often running themes, and to avoid me wanting to pull my hair out and staying stagnant in life because I have to continuously repeat myself and define things for people who are refusing to listen. This, like I've said in another video, this is not your traditional tarot channel, all right? You're not gonna see me doing the same things as everybody else. This is not a gossip channel, and this is not a channel for children. So if you are a child and you're looking for gossip and tea all the time, we do kiki over here, we do, okay? We laugh at the expense of our enemies, always. However, if that's all you're looking for, this is not the channel for you. And I will not compromise my vision to make it more acceptable to you. So yeah, let's get into today's reading. I don't know what to expect, you guys, so you know, let's just get into it and I'll see you in your selection. Bye. Hi, Power One. Welcome to your selection. Of course, I'm definitely not surprised that members in this collective are drawn to the Virgo energy that came out today, okay? I'm not surprised that Virgo came out at all because Virgo is the servant, is the alchemist of the zodiac, okay? Some of you guys will benefit from checking your Chiron placement, but I feel like you're naturally prone to, your work and your service involves healing and health in some type of way. Maybe you guys are proponents of health and healing. Maybe you're involved in like healing arts. Maybe you're yoga practitioners. Maybe you are Reiki practitioners. Maybe you are astrologers, tarot readers, energy healers. But I feel like a lot of you might be involved in plant medicine, or you are just concerned with natural remedies. For some of you guys, you know, this definitely feels like you alchemize yourself and you are headed towards your North Node. You are headed towards, I'm hearing that for some of you guys, you healed some kind of mental health issue or mental health condition, and maybe you did not want to take up traditional medicine, or you're just very skeptical about like Western medicine, just like conventional medicine. For some of you guys, you're really into like Ayurveda or Eastern medicine. I also feel like you're very service oriented, and I feel like it is because of your own healing capability, how you've alchemized yourself, how you transmuted your base and root chakra deficiencies into golden wisdom that is so very integrated, it allows you to give back, okay? With Virgo sitting in the 6th house, this is all about your work and your service, okay? And how you build wealth is through your work and your service, not in an altruistic Ponzi scheme type of way, not in a selfish, not for a selfish reason or doing something for fashion. You are just a natural born advocate, activist, and servant to humanity, and you're doing it with a tremendous amount of humility, okay? I really, really love that Power One, okay? So let's get into it. We are going to pull from the Continued Education, Career Development, and Financial Freedom decks, okay? My own personal deck that is still a work in progress, okay? So for some of you guys, you might have been drawn to the first pile in the most recent karma video, okay? For some of you guys, or pile 3 in the manifestation video. I want you guys to take notes of what pile you were in the readings that came beforehand, especially if you have already been engaged on the channel, sustaining on the channel. I don't want you rewatching piles. When I say timeless reading, that means for whenever you are finding the reading. Don't go back to the readings and old readings from 2-3 years ago, because you've already evolved past that energy. That doesn't make any sense. So when I recommend readings to you, it's probably because I'm trying to draw a correlation and help you put your storyline together, okay? So I feel like right now your approach to building wealth involves your involves a lot of sensibility. It involves a lot of practicality. It involves you maybe just earning, okay, through your work and your service. Maybe some of you guys work in nonprofit organizations. So let's get some messages out. We have, if cash is king, cash flow is queen, okay? So let's see. Let's get one more here. All right. We have, if cash is king, the cash flow is queen, okay? So this is definitely giving like a dynamic duo or a partnership in some way, but it doesn't have to be that. All this refers to is the importance of cash, okay? It represents the overall fiscal health of your business, okay? If there's a lack of cash and you're constantly financing, constantly moving money around, you don't have cash readily available, then that is a huge indication of a fiscal health issue, okay? For some of you guys, you are already entrepreneurs here, or you already have something established, okay? But I feel like this could also simply be your personal finance as well, in which I hope that you're paying yourself out of your business, for one. That should be the first thing that you do as an entrepreneur. But when this comes out, it represents that there's not enough cash in your enterprise. So I feel like doing a cash flow analysis could definitely be beneficial to you. Not looking at your revenues and your expenses are not going to be sufficient, right? A lot of your cash is getting tied up in like your investment activities, okay, or your financing activities, and you know, that's fine, but it also feels like that is not necessarily, like, you know, I was also getting into premeditation, you know, something here around establishing business credit, okay, the rate in which your business, you know, and this is involving the risk of lending money to your business, okay? For some of you guys, there's just a lot of like financing here, or there's just a lack of just like, I'm hearing also look for grant opportunities. Your business, for some of you guys, if your business is service related, there's a lot of grants out here that you can be applying for. So that represents like just cash, right? But if you are dealing with like financing, you're dealing with a lot of the interest that is related to that. I also feel like, you know, there's issues here around taxes, and taxes are like the bane of everybody's existence. Nobody likes taxes, but every corporation and every individual has to pay taxes, state and federal taxes. And I feel like for you, you know, I'm hearing something about overdue taxes, or, you know, not knowing about taxation. I feel like there are more tax deductions and exemptions for you, especially if there's a difference if your business is, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like there are more, there could be more deductions and exemptions for nonprofit businesses, you know, versus for-profit businesses. It just feels like there is a lot of debt, okay? There's a lot of debt, and this is related to your financing. This could just be like personal credit as well. So if you're not resonating with like having an enterprise or a business, a corporation already, it definitely feels like you've just been taking out so much debt, and you've been taking out so many loans, and I'm hearing credit cards and retail credit cards, and I'm hearing gas station credit cards, and, you know, major banking, and I'm hearing, you know, even like loans from credit unions. I just feel like there's just been a lot of you financing, and this is, you know, I feel like there is the biggest challenge to your stability. It feels like the stage of wealth that you're in right now is you're still trying to reach stability, and stability is the first stage of wealth, right? And it's your ability to pay your debts, pay your bills on time. But it feels like, you know, you need a debt management plan that allows you where you always pay on time, okay? You pay more than the minimum, okay? Your debt to income ratio, know it. Know how, maybe you even refinance some of these loans. It just feels like there's a lack of cash, and I'm not sure what propelled you to take out all these financings, all these loans, but it feels like you just haven't had a whole lot of professional wellness, okay? It feels like your career or how you're earning income has not provided you the stability that you're looking for. For some of you guys, it might be emotionally fulfilling, this work and service that you're doing, but it might not provide you fulfillment, and it might not provide you, security, right? And it might not offer a work-life balance. With this Virgo energy, a negative aspect of Virgo is that, Virgos, especially because it sits in the 6th house, and the 6th house involving your work and your service, you tend to be very hardworking. I'm definitely getting like, it's not about you just, not wanting to do the work, not wanting to earn the cash. I don't think that it's about that. I even get some of you are even workaholics, but I feel like, some of this has not been sensible. Like some of these financing options have not been sensible. And I feel like your professional well-being involves you not only finding emotional fulfillment in what you're doing and loving to work on it, but it also, can support and help you manage your debt and also help you open up cash, okay? I feel like for some of you guys, a lot of your cash a lot of your profit is being tied up in taxes, okay? Taxes. And when it comes to taxes, there are certain operating expenses, certain production expenses that don't get taxed. So for some of you guys, you need to look for the expenses in your enterprise, in your personal life that don't get taxed. That's what a deduction is. That's what an exemption is, okay? So that's where you are right now. So let's keep going. I'm definitely getting something here around a refinancing loan, okay? For some of you guys, you're just having a hard time keeping up with all of the different financing activities that you've been engaged in. I'm hearing, some things, that are outdated. And, when it comes to managing your debt as well, it also doesn't serve you to zero out balances, right? It doesn't serve you all the time because, I'm getting a big energy here around your credit, your business credit or your personal credit. And if you close off those long-standing accounts, that is going to impact your credit history. The longer credit that you have, the better your credit score is. The newer your credit, the more risk that is involved in lending to you. So if you have new credit or you have just a lot of your debt to income ratio is very high, then it's going to be very expensive to finance to you. And I feel like if you refinance these loans or you look for a consolidation loan where you have one loan to pay that just wraps up all of the financing that you've done, it'll allow you to serve only one interest rate and battle against that, okay? That's what I'm getting. Pile 1. Okay, I love this. Prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and the riches that the universe provides. Okay, you realize they said nothing about money. They said nothing about cash, right? Prosperity is not achieving an aesthetic. Prosperity is not having the latest Chanel bag or Louboutins. Prosperity is not about the over expansion of self. The prosperity is about doing everything that you love because you love it, right? And it makes your heart sing. And that is simply just like the law of abundance in general, right? The more you do things that you love, the more magnetizing your spirit is to receiving more opportunities that you don't have to pay back or that doesn't have interest. Okay? So that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm getting for some of you guys, your business. I'm not going to say your business is struggling, but it definitely feels like your business can benefit from just like more tax exemptions. And maybe you outsource this to a tax professional. Maybe you just end up learning more about taxes. Maybe you start doing your own taxes, okay? Maybe you're unsatisfied with, these professionals that are, managing your business or managing your income tax. So let's see what archetypes you're taking up around your financial wealth right now, okay? Interesting. This is definitely, you might have been drawn to pile 2 in the latest what you need to know reading, okay? Some of you guys, you've been surviving, okay? You've been surviving, or you have, I feel like for some of you guys, you pulled yourself up by the bootstraps, or there's an energy around you being so determined to survive and to meet your material needs. But it also feels like you cannot negotiate with this professional well-being. You cannot negotiate your spirit, okay? Be so devoted to your spirit that cash just comes wherever, okay? From wherever. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you take no action in managing your debt. That doesn't necessarily mean that you take no action in looking for tax exemptions and deductions. It doesn't mean, excuse me, Kawa. It doesn't mean that you stop performing cash flow analysis. So remember to never place your material considerations above your self-empowerment. It just feels like for some of you guys, if you've been building this business, you've been building this enterprise, you have really been very focused on this, right? But it also feels like you haven't had, if you're an entrepreneur, okay, or there's a lot of capital involved in your business, right? Capital meaning your physical assets, like maybe real estate, okay, or I don't know, maybe you own a car dealership. Maybe you just own your business in general, right? Maybe you have a manufacturing plant and that is a physical asset. I feel like you have been so focused on building up these material considerations. Maybe you have just been financing so much. And I feel like for some of you guys, please, like, don't try to appear powerful, okay? That's called false power. Your true empowerment involves the power of your spirit and not any kind of display of materialism or wealth that is on, your social media account, okay? Or whatever. Going back to this, if cash is king, cash flow is queen. Some of you guys, you are, especially if you are my males here, cash flow is queen. For some of you guys, the cash flow will be opening up with your queen, okay? Your queen is the key to your prosperity, is what I'm hearing for a lot of you. Because this person has been focused on the power of their spirit and creating professional well-being that has a work-life balance, that is nourishing to them, right? That is going to support their stability. That's going to be I feel like there's a strong foundational energy here around your enterprise or your personal finance, okay? This prosperity also goes hand in hand with professional wellness. Emotional fulfillment involves everything that makes your body, mind, heart, and soul and spirit sing with joy, okay? And if you've been doing something with this prostitute energy that does not make your mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit sing with joy, then you are going to succumb to all kind of societal pressures around creating wealth. So for a lot of you, okay, you have been in a career that may be very, for a lot of you guys, this could go 2 ways. It could be that you have been in a career that's very emotionally fulfilling, but doesn't allow you work-life balance, and it doesn't offer you stability. For others, you might have a career that is very, very stable. You have your, check coming every month or every 2 weeks, and you know how much you're getting in. It might provide you, a lot. You might just, some of you guys, you don't believe that you can have a professional well-being. You don't believe that your career could be emotionally fulfilling. So you're working this job, or you're working in some kind of, your work is involving something that doesn't actually allow you to manage debt. And a lot of you, the first stage of wealth is stability. And stability involves being able to pay your debts and your bills on time and above the minimum. Okay? So you have just been surviving at this point. Maybe you have had to take out so many different loans and just finance a lot in order to continue your operations of your home or your business. So just think about that, okay? Maybe some of you guys, your credit has really taken a hit from all these financing activities that you've been involved in. So it's probably preventing you from, taking on a refinancing loan that has a lower interest rate. I also feel like, going back to this tax situation, some of you guys just need to educate yourself more about taxes, and understand that the government doesn't have any profit motive, okay? So the way that you guys have been thinking about taxes is just incorrect, right? The government is not for profit. The government collects taxes to fund different governmental activities, to provide public goods to the public. So a lot of you have maybe not even considered, searching for deductions and exemptions because you don't fully understand what income tax is. And a lot of this is tying up your cash, okay? A lot of your cash is also getting returned back to these financing activities. And I also feel like there's a lot of moving money around, or maybe you have investments and things like that. You're trying to reach, security, or you're trying to reach strategy in your wealth building process, but it feels like you might not fully understand strategy. You might not fully understand investment activities. So there may be a lot of moving around in different accounts and things like that. And I'm just telling you right now that this is not really working well for you. For some of you guys, you don't have work-life balance, and you don't have time to, look for look and educate yourself in ways to expand your cash flow, or to do this cash flow analysis. It does not serve you just to look at your profit and losses. You have to look at the fiscal health of your business, and understanding that the cash flow is the real testament of how well your business is doing, okay? So having a bunch of buildings and having a bunch of resources, physical assets and things of that nature is not a representation of your wealth, to be quite honest. So you need to understand how you've been allowing these material considerations to compromise the power of your spirit, okay? Some of you guys are just not working a job that is emotionally fulfilling. And it's not, you're never going to be able to manage this debt and a 9-to-5. As many, financial activities that you invest in, like all these finances, all these loans that you have, I just feel like it's not enough. You're not earning enough. You don't have enough cash to manage your debt. And that is the biggest takeaway that you need to understand from today's reading. Pile 1, okay? So let's see here. Not that actually. So let's see. How can we come into more balance? Because it definitely just feels like, you're out of balance, right? You're acting out of shadow aspects. So, this can involve greed, right? Instead of appreciating all that you have, building up your business and building up your structures and physical assets based on an emotional fulfillment, you don't need an abundance of it. You don't need a slew of it. You don't need to overly expand yourself, and doing so through financing activities, not through actual cash, right? So that's the takeaway here. We have forgiveness and grimness, okay? A lot of you guys, you just had like a lot of doubt, and you're not really hopeful that you can come out of this, like I'm hearing insurmountable debt, right? Debt management could also mean that you end up, filing for bankruptcy. There's certain chapters of bankruptcy that doesn't, that won't impact you as harshly, especially if there's like a wage earners program and lots of different things that you can explore. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, there is potential to avoid bankruptcy, okay? With the amount of debt that you have, it's not necessarily like, I don't see in this, that it's so far gone, right? That you've just taken out so much financing in your life over the years, and you're finally at this point where you're just like, there is no way for me to manage this. For some of you, it might be. And I feel like a lot of you in this pile in particular needs to heal your relationship with money. I definitely feel like maybe you just grew up in a situation where there hasn't been a lot of security or like financial freedom. I feel like with this forgiving, healing your relationship with money also involves you, reversing your perspective with this forgiveness energy, okay? Your realities have been very grim, and, maybe you just have had to survive by, constantly taking out loans and stuff like that, right? Or maybe you're trying to save your business or expand your business, and it just feels like it's not working. The first step is to forgive yourself for not knowing what you did not know, for being a prostitute, okay? For not understanding that your spirit is way more emotionally fulfilling than all these material considerations in your pursuit of overexpansion, okay? Doing what makes you happy in a balanced way. Your work might make you happy, but don't do it to the point where you just have no time to rest. You have no time to take care of yourself. Your hair is looking disheveled, or you're letting your skin, you're breaking out, you're stressed out. You're not going to the gym, you're gaining weight. That type of thing does not offer you professional wellness, even if you love it, okay? For some of you guys, you just have, like, if you own a business, it just feels like you have not had, like, people in your businesses you feel confident in to delegate certain tasks. So maybe you are having to be a workaholic, you're having to do everything yourself. I'm also feeling like that may be the root of some kind of high perfectionism, or, just very critical. Don't get lost in the details, especially if you are, the CEO or the boss, you know what I mean? Like, that is for your inferiors to handle. It does not serve you to get lost in the details, the weeds. It does not serve you. Okay, you need to be focusing on the vision, right? And the vision is emotional. It involves your stability, right? It involves your emotional fulfillment. And you can't be emotionally fulfilled if you're just doing everything by yourself. I'm hearing a lot of solopreneurs out here and not having resources, okay? I also feel like your investment activities are not in alignment, okay? Some of you guys, you have partners, you have colleagues that are not, they don't trust in the vision, or they're not too, they just, like I said, they've been very considerate of, the material growth instead of the true self-empowerment, right? Alchemy and empowerment involves golden wisdom. It involves a transmutation of negative energy or shadow aspects, an integration of that. And I feel like the biggest thing that you can do right now is to heal your relationship with your money energetically is forgiving, right? I also feel like for some of you guys, there's an opportunity to stop a cycle. And I feel like there is a beautiful individual here, or there is a divine feminine energy here. There's a king and a queen here, okay? And you guys need to forgive each other for something. And it's because maybe you have been in this cycle of placing your material considerations above your, the power of your spirit. So I feel like this relationship is very emotionally fulfilling, and I feel like it's going to help you bring your work life into balance. And it's also going to help you liberate yourself and give you new insights, give you new ideas on how to heal this debt that you've been living out of that has been so debilitating, okay? So stifling and it might be impacting your credit significantly. And your ability to actually get the money when you truly need it and not when you're just in the pursuit of overexpansion due to greed, okay? That is what I'm seeing, Power One. So let's get your healing mantra. How can we affirm our wealth, okay? We can't have wealth when we're working too hard. Grounding your energy. It is safe to be in my body. A lot of you with this prostitute energy, there's just been, you haven't felt safe because your survival needs may have been challenged, okay? Or you're dealing with somebody who's not feeling safe right now, who's feeling, you know, who's really like the challenge of their survival is being accentuated. But I definitely feel like if you want this union to work out, I definitely feel like it's going to involve forgiveness. And when I mean forgiveness, I mean nipping it in the bud and never talking about it again, okay? If you continue to hold past mistakes over your partner's head, it is not unconditional love, and it is not going to get you to the reality that you desire, okay? Enhance prosperity by doing more of what you love, and don't focus so much on managing this debt. Don't focus so much on how you may not have like a lot of cash flow right now. Don't focus so much on that, okay? You know, I definitely feel like working more is not going to, you know, is not going to help you release this debt any faster, okay? It's just not. And it doesn't serve you to be so involved in work all the time because you just can't meet your needs. So a lot of you are in the stability phase, okay? You're definitely in the stability phase of your wealth building journey. And you're trying to find this place where you can, your economic inflow and outflow is more balanced. I definitely don't see that at this time, but you have an opportunity, you know, with this forgiveness energy to heal and move yourself out of a cycle of placing material considerations above your empowerment, okay? You and this person are mirroring a lot of this challenge of survival, right? Maybe this person has been, you know, in a lot of grimness, okay? Or maybe you have, you know, it feels like this person has been in a lot of grimness and you have been in a lot of overexpansion and greed. Take it how it resonates. It definitely feels like a partnership here with this. If cash is king, then cash flow is queen, okay? For somebody, they're coming in to help you learn true empowerment, and it involves emotional fulfillment and balance, okay? It is safe to be in your body. It is safe to be grounded to the earth, okay? Even though you might be feeling the challenge very, very much so right now, you stay empowered, stay active, stay focused, okay? And remember, you know, playfulness and taking time out and making sure that you get enough rest is just as valuable as spending hours and hours on the laptop building models, okay? It's just as valuable because honestly, when you are more rested, when you have more wellness in your life, you actually enhance your brain function, okay? You actually do more, and it requires less energy. That is just science at this point, right? Enhancing more prosperity scientifically is going to allow you to be more functional, more efficient. And you just have not been there because you've been working so much. And I know you're this alchemist. I know you've been battling these survival needs for your whole life for some of you. But you're not investing your time properly, okay? And this is what the universe wanted to convey to you today, is to stay connected, okay? Stay rooted and stay focused on what, and prioritize better and be more efficient. It doesn't serve you to get up, you know, in the morning with your phone not charged. It doesn't, you know you have to be on your phone all day for your business, and you were so tired from working all day last night, you fell asleep on the couch and didn't charge your phone. Now you just on and off the charger all day, your phone is dying, you can't have the conversations and meetings that you need. This type of stuff is not efficient. So Virgo is very analytical, very functional, very methodical, okay, very organized, very tidy, okay, very disciplined. You have to be disciplined about your well-being as well, okay? And you guys and your partners, you need to forgive each other for any kind of scarcity you might have been acting out of, okay? That's what I'm seeing, Pile 1. You guys are I'm definitely seeing the potential to build something beautiful with one another, okay? If this is a partnership for others, this definitely just feels like you need to understand that financing cash and investment cash is not the same as actual cash, okay? That's readily available for you, okay? That's what I'm seeing, Pal 1. I hope that made sense. This is, new to me as well, but I hope this was helpful. Let me know how that resonated down in the comments below, and I'll see you in your next video. Bye. Pal 2, welcome to your selection. Okay, I'm just thoroughly impressed with this pal already. You guys, I don't know, something about you staying open-minded and how you allow yourself to expand your existence in the material realm with a lot of style. Like, you've just been so optimistic, generous, tolerant. Like, you've just stayed so open this entire time, and this is the reason why you're attracting so much abundance, why you're experiencing so much success, because you've been so tolerant and you're living your life in your own philosophy. You're living your life with your own sense of purpose. And I feel like for some of you guys, this group is just, I'm hearing the big brain energy here, big Gemini energy, big Mercury energy, big Virgo energy, big Sagittarius energy. I definitely feel like a lot of you definitely are meant for nobility, not just wealth in the sense of just having money. Like, this is not new money. I don't know if this is new money here. This is noble money. This is status money. This is royalty. This is prestige. This is merit, okay? This is what this Jupiter energy represents for you, Pal 2, okay? I feel like you have just been working you need to determine what house your Jupiter sits in for you, because that'll be very reflective on how you expanded yourself, okay? But it just feels like you're just so open to things, and I just feel like maybe you have been recovering from some naivete, or just idealism, and you really have just I also feel like that innocence allows you to stay open-minded to your experience, and it's led you to certain doors opening. It's very, very beautiful, okay? Your magnitude and how big you become involves you staying tolerant and staying open-minded to your experience, okay? I also feel like, you're bringing the scales of justice into balance as it pertains around wealth. I'm definitely hearing for some of you guys, if you don't already come from wealth, I definitely feel like a lot of you with this justice, Jupiter rules justice, it represents that you are finally receiving the success and abundance that you deserve for all of this generosity and all of these good deeds you've done, okay? How helpful you've been, how good you've been, okay? So stay optimistic for some of you. Definitely stay optimistic. I also feel like, for those who are not coming from wealth, there's just your focus and, a lot of conversations around closing the wealth gap, especially between race groups, involve building generational wealth. And I feel like for a lot of you guys with this nobility energy, this is the start of nobility within your family unit, okay? I'm hearing that you've just been carrying the burden of so much ancestral trauma, and I feel like this solution that you're experiencing, this expansion that you're experiencing is never seen before in your family lineage. And even if you do come from wealth, it just feels like it's a more positive building of wealth. It's a turn of more abundance, meaning that it's more fulfilling emotionally and more heart-centered, okay? Let's see what comes out here, okay? From my continued education, career development, and financial freedom channel, okay? So, let's see. What is going on here for you? How are you building wealth right now? Pal 2. Sorry if I called you Pal 1, y'all, okay? So we have income taxes. Some of you might benefit from watching Pal 1. There was a lot of issues around taxes there. Okay, what else is going on for Pal? For some of you guys, you're social media influencers and you're learning how to file your taxes, you know, from being an independent contractor, okay? You have to consider this, okay? And you're not going to be able to evade taxes anymore if you have. I also feel like for some of you guys, if there's years and years of unfiled taxes, you are not really understanding that you don't need to go and file every single year at this point, okay? For some of you guys, you earn less than the required amount to file taxes, okay? I also feel like for others, there were just certain reasons why you didn't file taxes. Maybe you were a student, or maybe, like I said, you did not earn enough of taxable income, or both. So I definitely feel like you're moving into earning more, and you need to learn how to, I'm hearing maybe you need to learn how to do some type of bad taxes. And that maybe involves one return, okay? You need to seek out tax professional advice. Don't take it from me, but you need to seek out tax professional advice for years of not paying taxes. We have accounting. We have paying bills. And we have a traditional household, okay? So, and then on the bottom of that, we have industry trends, okay? So let's get into it a little bit. Like I said, for some of you guys, there is an industry that you're in that you need to pay attention to trends, especially if you are a social media influencer, okay? You're trying to grow some kind of platform. You need to understand your niche, and you need to understand the trends that are occurring in your niche. If you are like, you're not really a TikToker, you're not really an Instagrammer, and you're not really like this new age social media influencer, you have a socialite career or something like that, I definitely feel like you might not, you're just like not that trendy. For some of you guys, you're just not a trendy person, or you're just not superly overly commercialized, but there is a way to grow your platform without having to do and take part in all the gimmicks, okay? I also feel like being an independent contractor, being someone who works for themselves, is not easy, and it can be confusing if you never had any display in that in your family, right? Like I said, social media influencing is a new age career. It's something that came to be within the last 10 years. Now, while it is a $1 billion industry, it is something that we don't know where it's heading, okay? So studying the trends and staying relevant is what I'm hearing, okay? This involves you, understanding, particularly if you're like, so let's say if you are trying to build a social media page and you are creating handmade bath bombs and lotions, okay? If your price is extremely overinflated, then other members in the price are going to undercut you. Other members and actors in your market are going to undercut you. If your price is too low, then you're probably not earning the margins that you need. You have to have a competitive price, but at the same time, you have to have a competitive price, is what I'm hearing, associated with your costs. Some of you guys are not understanding, especially if you are people manufacturing products. If you have a product-based business, or you want to have a product-based business, you need to understand your margins and what will make you profitable, okay? I also feel like some of you are not very good at marketing, or you don't understand marketing. And this is, understanding and learning industry trends is a part of your marketing strategy, because you are not going to grow or reach anyone if your marketing is, irrelevant. Like, nobody wants to see you recreating a video from 2012. Like, if you're a beauty guru, nobody needs a tutorial for eyebrows, okay? We learned how to do our eyebrows 10 years ago, all right? By Jackie Ina, all right? So The biggest thing that you can do right now is to understand your cost, okay? And kind of piggybacking off of like income taxes, and your individuals and corporations pay income taxes to fund the government and allow it to serve public interest. They take the form of federal income taxes and state taxes based on your business or personal income, deducting some operational and capital expenses, okay? So going back to the concept of costs, some of your expenses can be deducted. Look for more tax deductions. I feel like you're in this process of paying bills and you're learning how to, you know, maybe for some of you guys, you are the head of a household here with this traditional household. And I feel like you've just been paying a lot of bills, you know, for your whole family. And I also feel like if you are moving into a traditional household, I feel like you might have contribution, okay? And that involves you maybe, you know, being the marketing expert for your business, or learning or being the social media like manager for the business or the household. It definitely feels like a family business. It definitely feels like, for some of you guys, you already come from nobility, all right? You come from this tradition of wealth, okay? I feel like with this paying bills, there's a lot of expenses. There's just a lot of different expenses here. And I feel like with this accounting energy comes out, no matter if you have a business or not, whether you have a family that's traditional or not, whether you come from wealth or not, it feels like you need to treat your personal finance and your small business, your family business, like a big business. Accounting always, like for some of you guys, you may have a private business and you don't care about US GAAP. You don't care about generally accepted accounting principles, but it serves you to operate like a big business always, right? Because don't you want to see your wealth grow? I feel like the biggest thing for you guys in this pal is to learn the general ledger, okay? I definitely just feel like there is a lack of accounting, or there's some kind of generic accounting system, especially if you have a product-based business. There's a lot of SKUs and things like that. There's a lot of different costs. I'm hearing that there's just no, there's no method, okay, to tracking your expenses and your income, okay? Your accounting involves a record and a report of your financial transactions. Power One was a little bit different. It focused more on the cash flow, but for you guys, the focus is on your profits and your losses, right? You know, accounting also involves your cash flow. It also involves, you know, all of your income statements, okay? But I definitely just feel like there's a lack of understanding what expenses can be deducted and cannot be taxed because there's improper reporting, okay? You're too focused on just paying out the expenses and just meeting the need in a given time, but there's no, I'm hearing that you're just missing a lot, okay? We have the cosmic flower, okay? This is beautiful because I was getting, at the beginning, the frequency of the cosmic flower activates the remembrance of the place we call home, the core from which we pour our magnificence out into the world. Like I said, this is a home already. This is a traditional household already, or you're moving into one. And I feel like this wealth and this nobility that you guys are building, or that you might already have come from, involves you remembering maybe, you know, the abundance or the scarcity that has persisted in your life. Just because you come from wealth doesn't mean that you have been successful at consolidating your financial information, FYI, okay? I just feel like a lot of what you need to, you need an accountant, okay? For some of you guys, you're managing your finances. You need a financial analyst, or you need an accountant. You need someone who is concerned with the internal and external inflows and outflows of economic resources, okay? Because you're missing a lot, and I'm hearing just not tracking your expenses accurately, and you're not realizing that certain expenses that you've been incurring have been deductible, okay? They have been deductible. I also feel like you guys, in order to grow this household or this enterprise, it's very, very important for you to focus on your marketing. I definitely feel like with this traditional household, it definitely feels like in Nobility, you guys are building a household brand name like Walgreens or CVS, like businesses that were established hundreds of years ago and have been around and that we know and we can trust on. I feel like what you're building is something that people will know and people can trust in because they understand and they are doing things by the book, right? With this accounting information, it just feels like there hasn't been a whole lot of proper record keeping of your financial transactions. I also feel like your expansion involves focusing on your marketing as well, like making sure that your ads are properly dispersed, that they're reaching the right people, okay? With this industry trends, it just feels like there hasn't been a lot of research in your industry, or you're not understanding some of your competitors in your market either, okay? For some of you guys, you just need to take a step back and you need to do some more research for your industry. And it's especially is around making sure your marketing plan is seamless and making sure that you are aware of your competitors and you're able to undercut their price, or you're able to offer there's something that gives you a competitive advantage. So understanding the trends in your niche will help you realize how your household and your enterprise and your personal finance is different than the rest of these actors in the market. Where you call home and how you pour your magnificence out into the world is being highlighted here. Pour your magnificence from a place of just like we stand apart from the rest of those other competitors that are doing the same things as us. We have an interest in environmental social governance. We are impacting, we're engendering social change and social empathy. These other actors, they're generic. These other actors, they're childish. These other actors aren't solving any problems. We are, right? This is what this household is doing, okay? So the first place you can start is understanding your general ledgers, understanding accountant, and understanding I'm hearing not just you, every country has a set of GAAP principles, generally acceptable accounting principles, and if you are operating internationally, this could be kind of be a struggle, okay? You might end up paying taxes and things of that nature to conduct business in another country, but you need to kind of go back to the basics. Your business is going to suffer if you don't have proper financial transactions, okay? So that's what I'm seeing right now. How are you relating to your wealth right now, pal 2? Okay, we have the mentor. For some of you guys, you were working here, okay, with somebody. I'm hearing a boss, or you work definitely a traditional career here, okay. Maybe this is a 2-income family household, okay, or even if your partner, there's like a sort of patriarchal vibe here. It definitely feels like there is a difference in earnings, and that's fine. But everyone has your enterprise and your business and your personal finance, your household, everyone benefits when they have a role to play, okay? Nobody wants to be sitting around doing nothing all day. This is not the 1920s. Ain't nobody drawing no corset and cooking a 5-course meal and making bread from scratch in this day and age. Especially if you come from a family that has historically been impacted by the wealth gap, right? A lot of inequity and inequality. Black families and minority families cannot operate like these white picket fences that they seen online. These white women can sit up and nurture and care for their children all day, but minority families don't have that privilege. If you want to create generational wealth for your family, it involves everybody contributing. That might be a little bit of my personal opinion, but studies also show that minority families, or families born into equality don't have that benefit. They don't have that privilege, right? So for some of you guys, you were working a job here. We have rejection and maturing. Okay, for some of you guys, you may have been working in a job where, I'm hearing a boss that did not want to make you masterful. Okay, I'm hearing the name that start with the letter A, a Piscean energy, a letter F, an Aquarius energy. But I definitely feel like you were a student somewhere, and I feel like this person, I'm hearing that they rejected you. Okay, they did not want. Not only did they not want to be involved with you romantically, but I also just feel like they didn't want to see you grow and be successful with this mentor energy coming out. I'm even hearing that this person has been imparting false instruction, and they've been teaching you destructive skills and not showing you the proper mechanisms, okay? For some of you guys, you might quite literally work in finance or accounting, or you're working some kind of traditional job here, okay? You're just paying your bills and, paying your taxes, and that's fine. But I feel like if you want to build wealth, these traditional jobs are not going to provide that for you. It's not going to offer you freedom to create inheritances in the form of trust or something else. Ultimately, I feel like this person, they didn't want to see you grow, okay? But I ultimately feel like sometimes we have to learn, even if somebody is older than us, even if somebody's our boss, somebody's supposed to be teaching us, we don't understand why they're jealous. We have to understand that sometimes people see a light in you. They see a drive within you. They see the possibilities within you that you're not even seeing yourself. It's a lot of people out here scared of your potential, pal, too. It's a lot of people out here scared of your potential. And I feel like a lot of you guys, there's some stakeholders here, or people who, there may be some people wanting to invest in your business. But they're not going to invest in somebody who has messy financial records, okay? Somebody who ain't paying their taxes. Somebody who ain't, doing things right and not following the general accounting principles. Some of you guys, you want your business to go public, okay? I'm hearing publicly traded. And you're not going to reach that level of wealth and success, without, starting somewhere, right? It does not serve you to not have a method for consolidating your financial information. So that is the biggest lesson that you learned here. For some of you guys, maybe you have had a mentor and this person has not been showing you how to really do this accounting. They have not shown you how to report your financial transactions and your financial performance properly. There's somebody, this is a very serious message, okay? For some of you guys, if you have your own business already, this person who has been pretending to be a mentor does not want to see you master, okay? So you need to move on from their rejection, okay? Find another mentor. And you know what? If you're a black man, they're lacking mentors. Rewiring the nervous system. I find strength in surviving my traumas. For some of you guys, you just been so traumatized, you're not discerning, okay? You don't really know if somebody's being false. But you have been maturing. You have been healing and accepting your traumas and surviving them and honoring your adversity. I definitely feel like for some of you guys, this involved a workplace where somebody was abusive of their power. This person did not want to see you grow. I'm hearing that anytime that you would come in with new knowledge, or you started asking questions about something, this person would be very short in their response to you. They wouldn't provide you all the information that you needed. And I feel like for some of you guys, your coworkers and colleagues were around you and they were trying to wonder why it was taking you so long to train up, or trying to make it, why you weren't talking, or why you just, it seemed like you weren't getting it, right? Maybe it seemed like you were forsaking your responsibilities, or, but the truth is you were not understanding because you had a bad boss, is what I'm hearing, or a bad mentor. This person, I'm hearing they pretended to care about your success. I'm hearing particularly there was something about your one-on-one meetings. Maybe there was a scheduled meeting here with this person. And I'm hearing every time that you would go into this meeting with this person, there was more conversation about your personal relationship, or or just like irrelevant things, rather than how to make you successful in this role. Somebody here knew that you might outgrow them because ultimately you were smarter than them. This person didn't want you to move on. And I'm hearing that for some of you guys, when this person was removed from this job or they left the job, I'm hearing that you just blossomed and you start understanding. And I feel like there was even maybe that you got a new boss or a new mentor, and this person was brilliant and they just helped you like find all the missing pieces that you've been struggling with, and that this mentor, they knew that you were struggling with. For some of you guys, you probably literally have been working as a tax professional or an accountant. But I definitely feel like whoever this person was that did not want to see you grow, they purposefully did this, okay? They purposefully did this. And I'm hearing that it made you look bad. It made you look incompetent. It made you look like, you didn't know what you were talking about. For some of you guys, you overcame this when you got a new position or you start working for this person. And some of you really like shine brightly, or you like display like your deep understanding of what your role was finally. Like some of you really you really were able to kind of like pull it together and understand the role, okay? Finally, I feel like this person they were imparting so much false instruction, or when you ask them questions about certain things, they would give you very short answers or not the full answer. I'm hearing they never helped you, like something about like, they never helped you understand like how the business, like the total operations. And I feel like just something about how all of the moving parts, like it just felt like you were working in a job where there were a lot of moving parts and you were just so immature and naive here. And really what this person showed you was that they were rejecting you as a friend, as a partner, as a student, as a lover, okay? This person, is something, that was very abusive here, and it's drawing you back to maybe an abusive family household, where you just had some, I'm hearing that something in a workplace was very traumatic, okay? This person did not want to see you mature. They did not want to see you grow, okay? But I feel like, you took it upon yourself to learn this process, to learn these principles, or you will be, okay? The biggest thing that you need to know today, especially if you're working a traditional job right now, Pal 2, is to understand these principles, okay? To understand how to consolidate this information, how the information is consolidated. Like I said, there's something here around your general ledger that you're not understanding, okay? You're not understanding how all of these different costs and expenses or prices are rolled into this line on your financial statements, okay? And I feel like once you start understanding what is driving those different what activity is driving those numbers, or you know what I mean, like it just feels like you're looking at the numbers, and you're not fully understanding where the activity is coming from, but it's because you did not understand the operations. Same for my entrepreneurs. If you're dealing with somebody here that has a bigger business than you, or this person is supposed to be a business partner, or they're supposed to help you grow your business in some way, or help you refine your character, passing on wisdom to you, this person has not been providing all of the information, or they've been providing false instruction. You need to go out, find yourself a reliable, trustworthy mentor. This could even been a father, or like, you know what I mean? Like this person, for some of them, they don't even know what they're talking about. For some of them, stop trusting these people that is involved, that you're going to and asking for advice. These people don't know what they're talking about, and they don't want to see you grow. Power 2. Okay, but I definitely feel like with your own life philosophy and your sense of purpose, you're bringing justice to this situation. I definitely feel like this, for a lot of you, this was just maturing and surviving. Okay, now you're coming into a traditional household where you even might be contributing because you have mastered, or you will be mastering, what this previous mentor did not want you to. Okay, you were just naive, honey. All right, no matter who you is, especially for my black men out there, I promise you, if you have a mentor that's another black man, or these people, they don't know what they're talking about. And I'm not trying to exclude anybody from different races. This isn't, we accept everyone here. But regardless, black excellence involves you not focusing on entertainment. That's what slaves do. Slaves are the entertainment. We're not here to post on social media. We're not here to, perform TikToks and to dance in our scrubs at the hospital where the sick and the needy is in need of your monitoring. You need to be focused on learning. Knowledge is the power. And it's a lot of people out here, and it's mentorship roll over you that don't want you to have the knowledge that you need to consolidate your financial information in a clear and understandable way for your stakeholders and your shareholders, and for you to understand where more deductions are, where more exemptions are. This is impacting, you trusting in these people is impacting your prosperity. It's impacting your success, okay? You've been very naive about this relationship with this person. This person did not care about your career, okay? And ultimately, some of them, they traumatized you in this workplace, okay? Some of you just could not find the light or the energy to learn, okay? But I definitely feel like for some of you guys, you brought justice to the situation, you pulled it around, and you showed the motherfuckers just how much of a deep understanding that you have. I'm hearing a presentation, everybody, I'm hearing that people were just like shocked. People were shocked that you had this deep understanding. But it might have taken you a long time, and you might have had to remove yourself from this abusive mentor, this person who abused their power and did not want to teach you everything that you needed to know to be successful in this role. Some of y'all need to go find a new job, a new boss, ask to be transferred to a different department. Some of y'all, if you're working in like, you know, a very numbers oriented space, it's time for you to transfer to another department, maybe marketing, okay, maybe manufacturing, maybe sales, so that you can understand how all of these operations in the business drive your numbers, okay, where they fall on your income statements. You're not understanding it, and this is impacting your success. All right, pal two, that's what I'm seeing for you today. Your maturing involves handling these traumas, handling this rejection, handling these false teachers, all right? And just remembering, you know, where you come from, and that maybe, you know, you come from a place that did not have, you know, this, I'm hearing maybe there just hasn't been like, I'm hearing like generational wealth, or there hasn't been people who can help you in a professional setting. Right? You've had to learn these lessons on your own. And the truth is, these people in these corporate positions and these stakeholders and shareholders, these business partners and all that stuff, you know, they have hidden motive. Okay? That's what I'm seeing, pal, too. Good luck with building wealth. I definitely see that your wealth involves you learning, learning more, getting more knowledge, right? Paying the bills. Some of you guys, you have, you know, there's a partnership here or a romantic option where you need to pay this person's bills, okay? You need to pay this person's bills. I mean, maybe it's some of you, if you're a male, this is like I feel like for some, if this is a romantic relationship that you're moving into after, you know, bearing so many rejections and dealing with people who don't want you to, you know, master your role, you're building a home where you're going to pour so much magnificence, so much nobility, so much. Well, I'm hearing that your partnership, your divine counterpart, your soulmate or your twin, you guys are just like your leaders, and you're going to be like refining each other so much, and there's just so much abundance in this connection. You guys are bringing so much abundance to the table. Even if this is a traditional household, never underestimate your person's contribution, okay? Power to, especially my men out there. You know, don't be patriarchal about this. If you're feminine or you're female wants to have a career, you know, let them, because that is what satisfies them. For one, nobody wants to be sitting around just doing nothing while you're at work. And that's a turn off. When you come home, they ain't doing nothing but waiting on you, waiting to argue with you, painting pictures of butterflies and shit. No, it's better when everyone has a role to play, okay? You guys are going to pour so much magnificence from this household, okay? This is beautiful, traditional, you know? And you need to, I'm hearing for some of you guys, you've been resistant taking on this responsibility because, you know, your financial information has not been clear and understandable, okay? But I definitely feel like, you know, you guys are going to, like, I definitely feel like there's going to be so much expansion from the collaboration. Let your person help you, okay? That's what I'm seeing, pal, too. If that, you know, let me know how that resonates down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hi, pal 3. Welcome to your selection. You chose Saturn. Okay, now this is a very, very serious pal. I feel like some of you guys, how you're building wealth right now involves some very, very intense lessons, okay? Some of you, you've just been, I'm just going to let you know right now, if you have been struggling with money, do not see this as a punishment, okay? You know, I mean, for some of you guys, it could be punishment from karma that you dealt with in previous lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of you guys, you might have abused your wealth in a previous life of your incarnations. But I feel like there's been so much obstacle and deprivation that you have just like, you're like, oh my God, if I have to learn one more motherfucking lesson in this bitch, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I feel like a lot of you with this Saturn energy, you've learned these lessons, and this is around structure, okay? Everything that you've been through, all of the stories of change and instability that you have experienced are ultimately lessons of structure. And this is to heal a very, very deficient and blocked root chakra, okay? I feel like the biggest issue that you had is just so many obligations for a lot of you, okay? If you're, more tenured, more seniored, I definitely feel like you just, over the years, you gained so many, like, obligations and duties. Like, you guys are very dutiful. But I feel like, maybe, you eventually had kids, or there's a partner, there's a traditional household, and then there's a business, or, like, a job, and there's just, like, so much obligation. And I feel like these have all been lessons to teach you structure. For others, if you are just like, you might be going through your Saturn return and there's just a lot of life lessons. And this is like the trials and tribulations to reflect back to you how you handle trials and obstacles in the face of adversity. I feel like these major lessons have been to teach you structure, what true structure really is. For some of you guys, you ain't never seen a morning routine. You ain't never seen a nighttime routine. You ain't never seen going to a stable job for the next 40 years. Stay optimistic, Pal 3, because I definitely feel like, these harsh lessons that you had to learn, that may have been very intense transformations. I'm hearing a lot of Pluto and a lot of Saturn. There's been just so much transformation, and you have been asked to redeem yourself and come out stronger. Okay, these are teaching you very strict lessons. I'm hearing a strict teacher. I'm hearing negative consequences and negative reinforcement for bad behavior. This is a serious lesson. And I feel like for some of you guys, your partner is teaching you a very, very strong lesson around structure in this connection. And they're also teaching you a very strong lesson about just the nuances of survival and adversity and struggle, okay? Because you've had to learn certain lessons, because the wealth and the prosperity that's going to come from all this change and instability and struggle that you've known, if you persist, is going to be so tenfold that you're going to have to be begging God to help you stay humble, child, because the way that you're going to flip and learn these lessons, how you cope with your obstacles, is the true testament of your character, okay? I'm definitely getting a strong Capricorn energy here. And for some of you guys, you have not been taking on, just like maybe some of you guys got randomly got fired from a job, or there's just like a lack, there's just been so much upheaval in your material world, and a lack of resources and struggle, okay? I'm hearing broken down cars. I'm hearing eviction notices. I'm hearing fired. I'm hearing just a lot of things that have taught you that the material world is about duty, structure, and responsibility. A lot of you are refusing to adult, okay? There's a Peter Pan syndrome here. You don't want to grow up and be responsible. But maybe this is due to some kind of neglect, or in your childhood, or poverty. You just have not ever seen it before. And these are lessons that you need to learn so that when you come into all this wealth, that you know what the hell to do with it, okay? So let's see. Pal 3. How are we building wealth right now? Engineering. Love that. You might have been drawn to Pal 1 in the realization video, okay? Yes. All right. So, using a lack of money as an excuse not to move forward in life. Saturn deals over Saturn deals over limitations that might be in our life, okay? So I definitely feel like a lack of money, a lack of resources, a lack of structure in your life has been an excuse not to move forward. I'm not gonna sit up here and say that, you know, money is what makes the world go around. You see all these people out here doing all kind of criminal, you bottom of the deck energy, doing all kind of criminal activities to meet their needs. It's a lot of hustlers out here, okay? And some of you guys, you need to get it by any means. And I feel like you're engineering something. There's a, you know, you are applying, you know, there's creative application here. Okay, there's a building of a model, an apparatus, a machine, or structure, or process that will help you create some kind of design that is like without flaw, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like this, you're engineering a solution to your financial troubles right now. It's happening for you, you're manifesting it, okay? And there's going to be, you know, it's going to be a lot of, you know, I definitely am here to tell you, you're manifesting safety, right? Security, a nest. You're manifesting safety of your property and your life in general, okay? For some of you guys, you out here in the streets, okay? There's a safety concern here, okay? But it definitely just feels like, you know, maybe driven by people who want to undermine the government, subversive activities, people who want to undermine the rules, the discipline, right? Maybe some of you are coming into you know, I'm hearing legal trouble, okay? Maybe you have been engaged in criminal behavior. But I feel like a lot of this, you know, if you are a hustler, okay? Some of y'all are hustlers. You get it by any means. And what is being reflected to you is that you can't use a lack of money as an excuse not to move forward, okay? Maybe you need to understand your cause and understand what behaviors further your cause and what behaviors inhibit your cause. For some of you guys, you know, there is a belief system, there's a principle, there's an ideology, there's ethical values here that may be stopping you from moving forward in life, okay? But your cause is your selfless devotion, okay? And your cause benefits from certain behaviors and it doesn't benefit from certain behaviors. Ask yourself, what beliefs am I holding on to? Only my beliefs are in my way. Type your affirmation, only my beliefs are in my way. If you have a belief that something isn't for you because it goes against your ethical principles or it goes against your morality in some way, then you need to consider the greater scheme in life. You need to consider your cause. Does your cause really benefit from that belief? Holding on to that. And how is that stopping you from moving forward in your life? So, some of you guys, you're definitely concerned with humanity, okay? I'm hearing a lot of like interdisciplinary study even, okay? Engineering, anthropology, biology, cultural studies, okay? Linguistics, social sciences. There's a lot of, you know, you engineering a solution, okay? Constructing something with full cognizance, a design that's going to help certain operational conditions to be met, right? And I feel like a lot of you have not been operating because there's a belief that's in your way around using lack of money as an excuse not to move forward in life. For some of you guys, you're not using the public goods. You're not using the free resources that are in our society. Some progress is no progress, right? And, you know, if you're not going to the library, you're not using the roads, you're not using, you know, free structures in the world, right? To help you engineer the solution to whatever problem that you're facing. I definitely feel like there's just a lot, this problem that you have has been persisting. And I feel like You know, for some of you guys, you refuse to work a traditional job, or there's just like, you are so committed to studying, you cannot be in these like traditional spaces working. You can't have that tying up your time. So your goal has been passive income, a steady stream of unearned income that does not require active traditional work to maintain, okay? Side hustles, investments in real estate, things that appreciate with time. So understanding the time value of money is important in this situation for a lot of you. Your money yesterday is not the same value that your money will be in 10 years. You need passive income so that you can start strategizing more to receive higher yields on your earnings. Some of you, I'm definitely getting a spectrum of people here. For some of you guys, you're already like, you know, you have some sense of stability and security in your life. For others, there's a complete lack of it. But either way, there is, in this collective Pile 3, is that there's been a lack of movement forward, okay? Because in engineering this solution, okay? What you're learning is to create something that operates passively, something that is maintained and will give you financial and time freedom so that you can move into more freedom that you deserve. You don't deserve to be a slave to the man for the rest of your life. We already went through 100 years of indentured servitude. Why do you need to work for 40 more years in your lifetime and not create any passive income and not create any generational wealth? Because you refuse to stay tolerant. You refuse to stay open-minded. You let your limits in your mind and your beliefs be a reason as to why you cannot move forward in life. For some of you guys, you are being tempted here to start doing some criminal activity. And I'm just going to say, if you're not good at this, don't do it. Okay? I'm not saying what's right and wrong here, but there is a discipline in society that enforces and polices, right? This may not serve your cause, because for some of you, your cause is to impact, you know, and have some kind of social, and bring about some type of social change for people who lack, right? I'm not telling you to go out and commit crimes, Pile 3. I'm definitely not telling you to do that. But I'm telling you to put yourself in a hustler mentality. Some of these hustlers out there gonna get it by any means, okay? Hell, you know, I ran into a guy when I was visiting my hometown, and, you know, he was like, you know, I've been in this real estate for the past 5 years, and all I've been doing is renting out the spare bedroom that's been in my house. I'm a felon. I can't get a job. Right? However, he's meeting his needs and he has safety over his property and his life that is still valuable. Okay? Even if you have a criminal background, there is a way for you to free yourself. There is a way to free yourself from any mistakes that you may have made. Okay? You thinking that this, I'm here for some of you guys, you're really concerned about a criminal record here, okay, that is, you know, imposing some kind of limitations in your ability to earn money, okay? And I'm telling you right now, you better be like, what was his name? I forget his name. What was his name? Juan. Yeah, that was his name. Juan was, you know, he was in his house with his 2 bedrooms getting rented out for $450 each room. And he also had, you know, his other hustles. I don't know what he was doing. He's talking about some cryptocurrency. And I'm just like, that man is a hustler and he gonna get it by any means. Okay? Stop using a lack of money as an excuse not to move forward. Find something. Develop your structures. Use the public goods. Okay? I'm hearing that some of you guys are not using the Social Security program. As a citizen of your country, when you are facing crisis, when you're dealing with certain setbacks, there are literally programs in place to help you with this. Food stamps and WIC. Now, I'm not going to recommend any of y'all putting y'all children on that WIC, because that in itself is destroying the black body. But what I will say, if you're not using the cash assistance, you're not using food stamps because you have some kind of ego constraint around it, go get the fucking food stamps and stop playing. That's going to take a tremendous amount of stress off you. If you're sitting outside hungry and you're asking people, oh, can I get money for food? They're going to think that you're a criminal and you're a drug addict and that the money that they give you is going to go straight to drugs. They're not thinking that you are just somebody who doesn't want to, maybe, you don't want to be criminal no more. You don't want to do, the wrong thing. They don't see you as that. They see you as someone who is unempowered, sitting on the street and not doing anything to help themselves. You go into the library, you're not doing anything. You're stuck. You're stuck, not all the fucking books around and you ain't even read nothing. How are you going to engineer the solution? You're going to find these principles that you need to operate without even, I hope this engineering energy is making sense. It's very technical. But what this really is about is you creating a structure that protects your assets, protects your life. Focus on creating some income that you don't even have to work for. You know what they say? Making money in your sleep is the best kind of money to make. For others, if you're thinking that you can't go get a job because of your criminal record, create your own fucking job. You don't need to be in these spaces that's going to look down on you no way. That you can't even be yourself then. Okay? Yeah, empowerment, synergy. Unite yourself with others in a deep trust. I'm hearing that there's people, earth angels out here, people who is out here saving lives, okay? I'm hearing somebody has saved your life, okay, through the synergetic connection. This person has influenced you in so many ways that has given rise to more engineering. If you're struggling with this engineering concept, I don't have time to be going through all of it. Like I said in the introduction, if I recommend other piles and reads for you to watch, it's because I'm not going to repeat myself. Please go check out what people are realizing about you, because you're creating and developing a structure or an operation that's going to solve not only your problems of passive income, but the problems of other people. And you're so empowered, okay? Being connected to everyone, all that there is in the universe, in the multiverse, is going to help you understand the synergetic relationship that you have from them. And even if they come from a different origin, a different frequency than you come from, that frequency of synergy is about our tolerance, our open-mindedness, okay? To accept and allow not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions, and a partnership, a dynamic that will result in a new way of thinking that will help you engineer your solutions, a new way of functioning, a new way of working, a new way of thinking, relating, and loving, and just existing, okay? You have to embrace unfamiliar aspects so that new co-creations can move you into a reality that you're desiring. But you haven't even been co-creational because you're not taking action, Pal 3. You're not building any wealth. You're not engineering your solutions because you have not been allowing. You have not been accepting of the not so obvious resources that are around you. Go apply for the damn food stamps. Go get yourself a P.O. box if you're homeless. You can receive mail. Food stamps, $200 to $300 of free money. Eat better today, tomorrow, and next week. Love unconditionally, because you understand that we are all connected through the same source and you never walk away at a loss. The loving that these people that may have traumatized you, the loving that you gave them, they probably needed it, honey. They've been service. They've been helping you in your relation to humanity. And you've been learning biologies, cultural studies, linguistics, social sciences. All of these interdisciplinary subject fields are helping you drive your solution, okay? Your wealth involves you creating something that is a new reality. Some of y'all really are struggling with this criminal record. And I'm telling you right now, boo-hoo, you did what you goddamn did. Go find money. Go find the things that you need. Some of y'all are not using the public resources. Okay? Some some of y'all have been out here getting seduced, okay? What is this Don Juan energy about, okay? Vulnerability and empathy, more humanitarian work, okay? Your humanitarian work involves you finding a solution to people, okay? I'm hearing the dissemination of information. You're very, very powerful. Your spirit is so powerful and magnetizing. You're so united to other people in this deep trust. You have empathy for other people. You show your vulnerability. But I feel like you have been attracting to people who have had private agendas, okay? And I'm hearing that they have not, like maybe you've just been so focused on, your love life and not focused on, creating income, earning income, okay? You need to find, I'm hearing you learn your lessons, involve you not being seduced by people, okay? Not being attracted to the wrong things, right? And now you're ready for a synergetic connection. You're ready for a co-creational union, okay? That's very vulnerable. That's very empathetic because of the lessons with the Saturn energy that you have learned. And I feel like this is opening your mind and your perspective up so that you can be more involved in your studies right now, okay? I'm hearing that some of y'all, if you're not studying and you're just on your phone outside, just doing whatever, okay? I definitely just, or looking for like traditional ways of doing things, and this part in particular, I don't feel like that involves you with, I feel like for some of you guys, I've seen some comments, I'm homeless and I'm gonna create my own business. You damn straight, because what has been happening is that you have been pummeled by obstacles because you needed to learn lessons around karmic partners, okay? People who did not honor you, people who use their romantic attraction to possibly even harm you, okay? Yeah, I'm getting somebody who definitely, I'm hearing, in business particularly. Okay, somebody in business that has been, using their romantic attraction and they've been negotiating with an ulterior motive or a private agenda, okay? I'm hearing something where you were involved in active work. And I feel like this helped you understand that, maybe you were coming to the situation very vulnerably because you know that we're all connected. You have empathy. You're so compassionate as well. But these people, they have not been connected through source. And they haven't, I'm hearing a strong ninth house energy as well. So your philosophy and your beliefs and everything that you value, okay? How you expand to yourself and how other members of society relate to each other. You don't relate the same way, so you can't do things the same way as everyone else. So you have to start thinking about what behaviors serve your cause and what behaviors inhibit your cause. That means you have to come into your balance about taking certain actions. We're not always going to be so inspired to take a given action. We're not going to always be so enthused about it. But we have to understand that in order to materialize success, we have to be balanced. We have to be integrated in both our shadow aspects and our light aspects, and understanding that certain shadow aspects are not that bad, okay? And maybe some of your ethical values and principles were ultimately not a component of your philosophy, okay? I just feel like a lot of you just have been learning just shadow aspects because you've been so naive with this Saturn energy. You've been learning through your karmic partners, their manipulation tactics, their romantic illusions, okay? And you've been coming to the situation very vulnerable, and they've been exploiting your vulnerabilities. Pile 3, I can't tell you in this video, why they did that, okay? But we can't judge anybody for taking on more shadow aspects than us. All we can do is learn from them and integrate them if they serve us. Because ultimately, our karmic partners are reflecting back to us the shadow aspects that we need to integrate and that we need to acknowledge so that we can become more mature. We can stop using certain beliefs and excuses to not move forward, okay? That's the biggest thing I'm seeing for you right now, Power 3, okay? I'm hearing specifically somebody balancing the brain. What did I say? Okay, I can be and do it all at once. You have to balance your brain. You have to, you know, I'm definitely getting like, for some of you guys, you are working and you know, building a business at the same time. You can do it all at once, okay? If that's what you need to do right now. For others, if you don't have work, you're not earning anything, you need to be learning. You need to be studying to figure out the solutions to your problems, okay? The only way you're going to come into solutions is to come into more knowledge, more information that's going to allow you to integrate that intelligence and to operate and to perform and to think and relate in a different way that's more synergetic and co-creational, okay? Tremendous life lessons around your karmic partners here, Power 3, but that is what I'm seeing. You know, your major, especially if you're already working, okay, I definitely feel like you are moving into, you know, you might have your traditional work, but you are building your passive income, okay? I'm hearing ebooks and just products online that, you know, people are just buying while you're sleeping, or reading and looking at while you're consuming while you're sleeping, okay? For others, I definitely just want to remind you that there's certain beliefs and behaviors that you have been resisting because you have some kind of unbalanced belief around them, okay? You have some kind of unbalanced attachment to it, okay? So you need to, I'm hearing reevaluate your devotional energy. Okay, the same way you reevaluated these karmic partners, some of their behavior, maybe, you know, you can justify it or you can have empathy for it. And just like, I'm hearing you just have a fairness for both sides of an argument. And if somebody has had a private agenda with you, you know, you can be like, okay, if your motive was something, you know, if you gained something from acting that way, then that was your own decision making, right? That was what you were doing to make you more advantageous. And what is that reflecting to you? It's like, if that person was using this kind of tactic against me, am I so opposed to using that tactic against somebody else? I'm not saying that go and do bad things to bad people. Some of y'all, your 12th house is stacked. You know, there's a lot of shadow or hidden energies, or a lot of the unforeseen realm here, okay? A lot of private hidden energy. You guys need to check out the hidden enemies. You need to check out the karma videos. But I definitely feel like, you know, what you have learned is, you know, how to be a fair mediator, how to be more fair and to look at life as just like all is fair in love and war. And now you can engineer your own solutions in a balanced, integrated way, okay? I hope that's making sense, Power 3. If you do have any questions, please ask them down in the comments below, but type your affirmations. I can do it all at once, okay? I am everything you've ever wanted. I am everything. I am the universe. I am connected through the same source, right? The same vanity and the same shadow that you hold is the same vanity and shadow that I hold. But my ego is making me not realize, you know, maybe how your shadow has been beneficial, actually. There's a lot that we can unpack here, but I definitely feel like you need to focus on your innovation and what you're creating, okay? And some of you guys, you're really creating passive income that's going to allow so much freedom, okay? And you deserve it. For some of you guys, you've been locked away. Your freedom has been inhibited. The 12th house also deals with confining institutions like jails, asylums, you know, mental, you know, behavioral health facilities. Some of you guys, you really have just been struggling and you feel like you've just been deprived so much and pummeled with obstacles. And I feel like your biggest enemies, your biggest antagonists have been your karmic partners. All right? Put yourself first always and understand that there's a synergetic connection here that's going to teach you, right? Maybe these karmic partners were synergetic. Maybe you were like, okay, this is different than this is unfamiliar. but yet new. And your shadow aspect that was reflected to me, I integrated it and started functioning, working, thinking, relating, and loving in a new way. Okay, that is the biggest lesson. All of these things have been blessings in disguise. They have been so perfect. You are becoming a masterpiece. But you have to realize what is serving you, your cause, and what is not serving your cause. And if you think that this criminal activity is serving your cause and it's not, then reevaluate. If you're thinking that the lack of it, take it how it resonates. Understand that certain things, that these conventions and structures in society, even if they are criminal, don't serve us, right? Don't serve, because there's so many people who fall through the cracks. Like, a lot of you just feel like my statistics here. Like, you feel like people who just been marginalized, people who fallen victim to the system. And I'm telling you, that is not your lot in life. You are doing something different. You're engineering something so different, and you're giving birth to a new reality. But you had to experience these karmic lessons so that you can learn empathy and you can see both sides, and you can be more integrated and release these excuses that you've been making not to move forward in your life. Okay? Thank you so much, Pile 3. That is how you're building wealth right now. Let me know how that resonates, and I'll see you in another freaking video. Bye.